said on the last video I wanted 2 wins before the transfer window opened. We've had our 2 wins. The transfer window has just opened. We've already got players arriving, and fingers crossed there'll be more on the way. Hello and welcome to Club 3 Part 2 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kev. Coming up on today's episode, we're going to be at home to Barnet and then away against Carlisle in League 2. It's never going to get old, saying we're in League 2. Actually, like 3 seasons in, it'll get old, saying we're in League 2. Since you were last with me, we won a game against Port Vale. We then lost 2 games, including an absolute thumping against Plymouth. And then we won against Cambridge 1-0 with the return of the 4-3-1-2. I mean, you all knew it was coming. If in doubt, do that, and it worked. So we'll do that for a little while until it stops working. We have already signed some players. Oh, there's a lot of players who came in before I even arrived. But we've signed players to try and fit into their Kev style of play. So we didn't really have anything in the way of an attacking midfielder at the club. We talked about that in the last video. We only really had a 17-year-old whose name escapes me. But now we've got a few options. Jack Bishop, 21 years old, 2-star current ability, 4-star potential ability. He was at Fleetwood, never really got into the team, has been on loan at Kettering and never really did anything. But yay, he's a player and he plays in the position I want. Callum Dyson is a striker, 24 years old, 2.5-star current ability, 3-star potential. I mean, he's not exactly going to set the world alight, but he's a player who can play as a defensive forward. That's important for me at the moment. I'm liking defensive forwards this year. Frankie Vincent is another attacking midfielder, just to give us another option in there. 21 years old, 2-star potential, 2-star current ability, 4-star potential. He was at Bristol City in the Championship previously. Will Henry's just a backup goalkeeper because Clint wants to leave, and Henry's better than what we had as other options. I mean, if Clint does go, we are going to need something a little bit more than Will Henry, but he's there as a decent backup, and that's all he wants to be. And then Jerry Yates, hopefully, he's going to be full of goals, 24 years old, advanced forward or poacher, 3-star current ability with 4-star potential to be a leading League 2 striker. That's what we need. He's been up in the Championship with Rotherham, never really got into their team. Here is his opportunity to shine. And he hasn't made his debut yet, so he might be rubbish. But in addition to that, there's still more players that we're trying to bring in. Familiar face, Lee Angol. We've made a cash money offer for £40,000 for him because he's going to be better than everything else we've got at the club. And somehow he's made his way to Bolton. But I have previous with Lee Angol in this game. I want him. We're also trying to sign Warren Blackmore, who's an attacking midfielder. If we can get him in on loan from Newcastle, he's going to really make our 4-3-1-2 that bit more impressive. And there's a couple of other guys as well who I'll show you if we end up bringing them in. We brought a whole lot of players in on trial, a whole load more have rejected trials, and we've had staff shake-ups. We might only end up with 1 match today with all this going on. We've had some staff shake-ups as well. Our assistant manager has moved on, and I'm having a posh reunion at the club. So Brian Carey went to Dundalk. They paid us money to take him, so I thought, let him go. And we've had a whole load of staff come in. Most notable are Grant McCann, current posh manager in real life, has come in as my assistant manager, and Gabby Zakwani, posh legend in real life, has come in as my director of football. So we're getting the posh connections in already. Darren Bent's also in as an under-18s assistant manager, because why not? Tommy Lee's an under-18s goalkeeping coach. Gabby Zakwani, in fact, it wasn't even him. The chairman was doing most of these ins and outs. So I only did the posh ones, and now Zakwani's in charge of staff coming in and staff going out. But as you can see, lots of staff have arrived, and that should... I haven't actually checked how we compare to the rest of the division now. So we're already the best in the division for fitness and mental training, and we're improving in all other areas. So that's good. We certainly haven't finished bringing in staff yet, I don't think, although that suggests we may have done. I was hoping Zakwani would have the chance to bring somebody in, but apparently not. And our dynamics, this is what we're currently looking like. We have a team leader in the shape of Clint, who's going to be leaving, probably in this transfer window. We've told him if someone offers 130,000, we'll let him go. It's not enough money, but he's adamant he wants to leave, and he should be playing at a higher level. And then a whole load of players who just aren't really settled into the squad at all. A lot of players not in social groups, and there's going to be a lot of churn in this transfer window. But let's get into a match. I've talked long enough. We're playing at home against Barnet today, and we need a win. Wins are good. So this is the team we're putting out there. We've got Clint in goal, a back four of Scott, Knott, Edwards and Carroll. Henry, Ruffles and Drennan are in midfield with Bishop, new boy Bishop, in behind Yates, new boy Yates, and James up front. Owen James has been doing all right. He's basically been our main source of goals since we've been here. If we have a look at his form, which is on there, isn't it? So, I mean, he's not prolifically scoring, but he's scoring more often than anyone else at the moment, and goals have definitely been hard to come by. So hopefully, as we start to bring in some new attacking signings, including Yates, then we'll start to see a few more goals flying in, and I will be very excited if we manage to bring in Lee Angol, because I think for League Two, certainly a team struggling in League Two, he could tear this league apart. We've seen him do it 2 years ago now on FM18. On my original, I mean, I'm going all the way back to, this might be a bad idea. I want to sign him purely based on, he was good on FM15 for me in my posh save, but he single-handedly fired us into the Premier League from League One. He was a revelation. He never really did it in real life, but I'm hoping he can recapture some of my past glories with him, and anyone who's been around on the channel since the start will remember Lee Angol and will be probably as excited as I am at the prospect of bringing him in. He's not quite Thierry Ambrose territory, although we might have to have a look and see if Thierry Ambrose is available. But Lee Angol is certainly up there in the Lollujo Hall of Fame, and that is a good effort from Yates that deserved forcing a save out of the keeper, really. I like the fact we're actually getting some possession and some attacking. We're on 66% possession so far, and one of our new attacking midfielders is already injured. I mean, is this how things are going to be? If you're a bit worried that I'm throwing players around all over the place, all these signings so far have come in on just 6-month contracts to get us through to the end of the season. Our job is get to mid-table and not get sacked. I then want to do a proper shake-up in the summer and build a team that's going to get back up into League One where this club should be. I still don't really understand how they've managed to get themselves relegated and lose an entire squad worth. I mean, remember 2 years ago, this Oxford as a club were mid-table in League One, and then it seems that they've just slowly but surely gutted the team over the course of 18 months, and now find themselves in danger of falling out of the Football League. And we need to undo that damage by just bringing in bodies at the moment. This is a problem. We've already had a key player injured, and now we've lost someone else to a red card, and we don't really have any backups at centre-back yet, which is a bit of an issue. I think Wheeler's probably going to be the man who has to come off. And Duncan Carroll, I don't know anything about you, Duncan. You're 18 years old. You are a centre-back, which is good. You've barely played for us, so, but you are another prospect of this product of this youth team. I'm trying to wrap my head around whether there's so many youth players, like proper Oxford youth players in this squad because Oxford have a brilliant youth system, or because the whole first team squad has been sold off. Well, I mean, when you look back through the transfer history, it just looks like a 2-season-long fire sale that's brought in over £1 million in transfer fees to the club, but they've not spent any of it to replace players. And like we've seen at the moment, with there not being any transfer budget, there just seems to be a weird allergy to bringing in players and reinvesting any of that money, which is problematic. And it's a problem that I won't allow to continue long term. It would be nice to grab a goal anytime soon. Although that being said, Barnet are second in the league. So actually, forget getting a goal. As long as we don't lose, I'm going to be over the moon. This is going to be a cracking result. And the fact that we've done this to Barnet, even if we end up losing this game after an injury and a sending off, I think we can draw a lot of positives from the fact we're an hour in, we've had 63% possession, we've had 2 clear-cut chances, 2 half chances, all these shots. Barnet haven't had a shot on target yet, so even if we do end up losing, all these positives. Oh, the press conference will be fun after this. Right, Yates is going to come off, Dyson is going to come on, so one new boy for another. The issue with all these new players who are coming in is none of them, because they've all been sat on free transfers since the summer, at least, none of them are close to match fit. They are all coming in for trials first, and I'm just sort of cherry picking the ones who have a good trial, but we are going to have fitness issues probably for a few weeks, in addition to dynamics issues as we're overhauling the entire squad, and probably some grumpy issues from grumpy players who want to move on. And I think at the moment my view is just anyone who wants to leave, let them leave. If we can get anything like a reasonable price for them. If they don't want to be here, then they can leave. And I'm not going to miss them because I didn't know about them before. So that's the theory right now. Right, we are going to play the Carlisle game, I think. It might end up being a slightly longer episode than normal, but I want to bring more players in, and I want to show you a score and a goal. 4 more signings and 3 debuts coming up. This is me in my element. I love all this. So Adam Phillips is a 22-year-old central midfielder, 2.5-star current ability, 3.5-star potential. He's come in on a free transfer. Was at Norwich previously. I like it. This guy, I don't know why I signed him. I think this one was an accident. I got a little bit too carried away, or maybe Gabby Zakwani's doing it. I don't really know why he just arrived. I didn't recognise the name. Certainly wouldn't be trying to sign a left winger. But he's here. Hello, Jake Gosling. Jake Andrews, though, I did mean to sign him. He's another central midfielder, 23 years old, 3-star current ability, 3.5-star potential, was at Bristol City. He's another one who'll come straight into that midfield. And we've got Warren Blackmore on loan from Newcastle, 4-star current ability, 5-star potential. He's going to be an absolute superstar for us if he is as good as he looks. We are struggling a little bit to bring Lee Angol in. He refused to sign permanently, didn't even want to discuss terms, so we're now trying to get him on loan, but we're looking at having to pay a loan fee for him as well, which we don't really want to have to do, especially because we've had an updated scout report come in for him, which says he's actually only a 3-star player and only marginally better than what we've already got. But still, marginally better than what we've got. He's still better than what we've got, so we're going to keep trying with him unless a better option comes up on our scout report. So we've made a few changes to the team again for today. 3 debuts. Phillips is one of them, who's going to be our advanced playmaker. Then Andrews is going to be box-to-box midfielder on the other side, and Blackmore, of course, comes in to play in behind Lang and James, who are the 2 strikers who were here at the club when I arrived. So, what's his face? The Yates, was that the name of the other? Yeah, he's injured. Dyson will stay on the bench for now. So, we have new players, good players, Blackmore particularly. I'm hoping is just going to be an absolute superstar for us for the rest of this season to single-handedly drag us up into mid-table where we need to be. At the moment, we sit in 19th place, which, 19th place, bearing in mind where we were in free-fall when I arrived, and we're just slowly creeping away from that relegation zone, 6 points clear of Lincoln now, and we're not that many points behind. Where would you say mid-table starts? 14th, 15th, 16th place? We're only like 3 points behind that, with plenty of time to get there, so I'm not worried at the moment, as long as we don't get too many more 4-0 thumpings like we had against Plymouth recently, because that one was troubling. But hopefully, that guy, him here, was so far offside and stood in front of the keeper. I don't understand how that can be a thing. And after all that talk, we're back down to 21st place. Look how far offside he is. Okay, he's not actually interfering with play at all, I guess. And he's not even offside. Who is that? Oh, he is there. Not interfering at all, though, is he? He was close to being in line with number 4, whoever number 4 is. Edwards or Carroll, I don't know which one he would be. Next stop on the transfer shopping list, by the way, is going to be some more defenders. I think we've fixed the midfield now. If we can get Angol in, he'll be the final piece in our attacking jigsaw. But then we really need to start bringing in some defenders. We don't really have any other options at centre-back. Our fullbacks are probably okay, and I am a little bit worried about what we do in goal if Clint moves on. But we could basically have a completely new squad in one transfer window, which I imagine Dynamics will love that. It'll be absolutely fine. Right, Andrews to Phillips. We're knocking the ball around nicely. Blackmore plays it to whoever that was. I didn't even see who had the shot. James, was it? I think it was probably James. And, we're doing all right. We've not had a shot on target yet. We're roughly equal for possession. Slightly behind. How good are Carlisle? Carlisle are... Where are they? Oh, they're just outside the playoffs. So they're a team you'd probably expect us to lose to away from home. But still, it would be nice to be a little bit more competitive. We've not had a game for a little while where we've not created any clear-cut chances. And we're 2-0 down in this one before we've even had a shot on target. So, this is going to be another one like Plymouth. I think what I'm learning, slowly, is that this 4-3-1-2 that we've been using for so many years now, it looks like it's going to be all right for us at home, as we showed against Barnet. We go away from home against a team better than us, and we are going to get thumped doing this. So we might we might explore a backup tactic, just something a little bit more defensive to try and grind out some draws away from home. There's no point doing it until we've got some defenders who can actually defend, because there's no point playing defensively if when the ball's in your half you want to concede goals. So we need we need players, and we've got bags of wage budget to do it. So we'll just keep bringing players in. I love all this. Kev loves signing players. Right, let's grab a goal maybe. Ruffles, who was playing in midfield for us, has now moved back to centre back, and Lang is in behind here, and this should be. I mean, we've now had 2 clear-cut chances in this first half. Carlisle have had none. So after a slow start, I still think those stats are encouraging. We just need to get some confidence into these strikers, because they get so many chances and they just miss them. They miss them a lot. Lots of missing. Whereas compare that to Carlisle, who've not had a clear-cut chance yet. Yes, they've had 6 half chances. Because our defence isn't very good, but they've not had a clear-cut chance, and they've scored 3 goals because they're being clinical. And that's what we need to develop. We need to figure out how to do that. And I don't know that we've got the man who can do it yet. Hopefully, that man is about to arrive on loan from Bolton in the next few days. And if he can impress, and we can impress him, we might be able to get him permanently in the summer and use him to spearhead our promotion push for next season. But we may be getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, because we can't have too many more of these absolute thrashings that we're getting away from home, because we're going away from home trying to win games that we should just be trying to hang on in. So we'll call it naivety at this level. Remember, I've barely managed outside of the Conference South in my career. They've got to cut me a little bit of slack. We've played some good football at times. Lang is in again and misses again. 3 clear-cut chances in this game. And the strikers are going to be a real problem, because if we had strikers who could actually hit the target, or strikers who were in form, I mean, look at the state of those ratings. They've had a lot of time on the ball and a lot of opportunities to score, and they've just been very, very poor. This would be a different game if we had proper forwards. Let's just take them both off. I don't know if Bishop can actually play up front. Not massively. Can you do that if we swap you 2 over? No, that's even worse. I'd rather play someone up there who can't play there than either of these 2 who've just been rubbish. Right, we'll have the 2 Carrolls at centre-back. That can't go wrong. Oh, just a goal. A goal would be nice. We need Angol, and we need him quick. I said we'd complete our business for attackers. Don't know if we have at this stage. Right, Bishop. Over the top, Dyson chases, but he's just not quick enough to get anywhere near it. I don't think that's a long-term speed problem. I think that's more of a not being close to match fit problem, which we are getting from most of these new signings. And I said we couldn't have too many more 4-0 away defeats like we had at Plymouth. Well, now we've gone to Plymouth and Carlisle and had it happen both times. Are these the 2 biggest away trips we have all year? Oxford's pretty much in the middle, isn't it? Carlisle and Plymouth are both going to be really, really long journeys. We obviously don't travel very well. We'll use that as an excuse. I'm not used to going this far north. I've been in the Conference South for 2 seasons. I can't do this far north. I'm getting a nosebleed. They're putting gravy on everything. We're not even going to get a consolation goal, are we? I'm taking the positives out of the game, in that we've had 3 clear-cut chances, and it's been pretty much end-to-end a fairly evenly matched game. The only place we're not evenly matched is the strikers. Their strikers have they've had 1 guy who scored all 4 of their goals, and he's had a 10 out of 10 performance, and we have a bunch of strikers who don't even know which direction to shoot in. Blackmore, I mean, that's a 4-star player on loan from Newcastle right there. Oh dear. At least we've got plenty of home games coming up. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you pop a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Oh, public service announcement. Today's the day for the public service announcement. Christmas hold on, I need to put the hat on for the public service announcement. Christmas is going to be here very soon. If you're watching this later on in the year, apologies, but if you're watching this when it first comes out, Christmas is almost upon us, and that means if you didn't watch my updated Christmas schedule video last week, you need to know what the schedule is for next week. We're dropping down to just one video a day for next week, and it's going to be non-league to legend, rotating with backing the borough each day. So it's not going to be daily next week, this series. You're going to get your non-league to legend hit. That's going to be on Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday at 4 p.m. So Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday at 4 p.m. Back in the Borough is going to fill in the gaps. Hope you have a good Christmas, and I shall see you on the other side of it. Thanks for watching.